Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LEC matchup.
For a dive, the chunk onto Broken Blade.
Midway's hit 3, he's got Polymorph. Broken Blade under the tower, rooted up, and there's first blood. MDK on the board early on.
The big chunks from the trade early on in the
nice
lane.
trades from Friscawi in mid lane as well, but now G2 set their sights on bot.
The dive here, Alvaro does have the exhaust, puts it down early. Mickey flashes away, he's tanking the tower. Alvaro will fall first. Yike has to flash away as well and almost dies. 100 HP on him. And in the end, Super unable to
game hit so far in the early game.
Hans has had a freeze down in bot lane. At the very least, now it's slow pushing.
Catch this wave. Broken Blade even in a good position to secure this plate. We're kind of setting ourselves up nicely for the next Dragon and the next Grubs respawn. Both teams working towards their first item as sights on Friscawi here.
Jump in onto him, the cease and desist coming out as well. Alvaro gets the knock-up of the Emperor's Divide, and the Ignite is enough. Caps gets the kill on his opposing mid lane, and now Alvaro's in a world of hurt, trying to get to the safety of the tower with the locket coming out. Caps still secures him. Super now trying to trade back onto Mickey, but Unsummers come to join the party. Mickey pulled out with the face callers. Yike goes in with the Bolt Breaker. Now Yoya and Super down to half HP.
I was going to say, G2 are having a hard time forcing with the Vite and the Azir, because a play you want to make with his...
from the top lane, this will be a 4v4.
Broken Blade is moving down from the top side. Super trying to get some damage down onto Summer. Mickey jumping across the wall. Lands the Shadowing Strike into the Magnet Storm. Mom called for a little bit of help. Alvaro goes in onto Summer, but there's no follow-up, and he immediately cleanses away the sun. Fate's Call coming out, and Alvaro is a pinata. The pin cushion falls. Next up, Elioya, who flashes away but can't dash far enough to escape the clutches of Caps. Super and Friscawi now on the wrong side of the rift, because G2 have chased them behind the turret, and they'll find another, a double for Caps.
An excellent team fight for G2. They find the massive 3-man Rel ultimate engage, and crucially, Super, his ult only heals him. It hits barely anyone, only Mickey X if I remember right.
Now they're looking for the last member of MDK. Super trying to get out of this situation. He can't get one back. And that'll be 4 dead on the side of MDK as G2 extend their lead to 7.
Shadowing Caps in the side lane too and leaving them in isolation. I think they have great tools to play the side lane.
G2.
Summit, he's looking for a bit of a play here. Oh, it's Mickey.
And immediately they go in with the cease and desist as well. Oh, you just pull the trigger. And that's how you fire in. G2 looking for a little bit more as Alvaro tries to keep them away, but the tower should be their prize for now. Shadowing Strike lands onto Alvaro. He's locked back, but has the safety of a second turret to retreat to.
The Q flash was so fast instantly by Mickey, finding the pick onto the Smolder instantly, and now the carry's just on online. Friscawi has no wave clear either, so they can just free hit the tower hit. There's really nothing MDK can do.
I mean, this really is a statement game so far from G2. 17 minutes in. Oh, ulti.
Knocked back. He went in with a twisted advance and has to flash to get out of that predicament. But G2 give him a quick away to the grave. They send him packing. Merwin being jumped on with the slicing. Maelstrom here by Broken Blade can try and trade back in. But even with the Luden's Companion, he doesn't really have the damage to work through the health bar of the Kennen.
And I really thought they played towards top more this game. With Smolder down in bot side, you really have no options. You get Grubs and you play towards top side with something like Camille or even the Lulu's Volatile Trace, but they just
basically every time. But just to remind you, doesn't do too much apart from prep us for the Elder Drake. Nature's Grasp coming out from Elioya. Cap still has the flash. Can he get out of range? Not quite. True Shot Barrage is going to hit. The tower goes down, as you say. Twisted Advance forward. Emperor's Divide back. TP behind, and another TP to follow from MDK. Broken Blade and Mirwin will trade towards the top side of the fight. Flash forward from Friscawi. Mystic Shot. One hits. He needs another, but he can't quite find it as Cap dodges to the safety of the tower. And the final Arcane shift. Mystic Shot is not enough. The collapse is happening, as you say. Elioya on the wrong side of the rift. The chase up onto Friscawi from Broken Blade himself. Friscawi stays around. No flash, no mana, no hope in hell of surviving this one. Elioya is trying to base in the bush, in the enemy jungle. We'll see Friscawi down. But is Elioya going to escape? The big question on everyone's lips as he's been caught out. He'll get taken out with the Ignite ticking. Even through the locket, he dashes back in with a twisted advance, and then he falls. Caps looking for more as MDK are on the retreat.
And now they can turn their attention to the Baron. The idea
Israel, and that could be your cope angle at the next Dragon. Still, they try to pull the trigger up in topside, and
it's key to use the pressure that Caps can elicit in the mid lane with that Sun Disc to take down the tier 2 in bot.
They want to leverage the last, well, I say last 2 minutes, they've still got a minute left on the Baron. The Dragon Soul is available, but their sights are on the base.
There we are, synced waves in for them. Inhibitor tower in the mid lane falls. True Shot Barrage coming out, misses Mickey. MDK still trying to defend here. Yike jumps across the wall to clear out that control ward. Can't quite get onto it. Next wave about 5 seconds away from hitting the bot turret. Caps will take the mid inhib. G2 now push in with that next wave. MDK just really can't find much, can't find any purchase on this game. Their fingers are slipping off the ledge as G2 take a double in-hit push.
Yeah, what else is there to say from this game, really? A near-perfect game for G2.
Alvaro, no ult. Very powerful for the Alistair in a fight like this. This is the point that you have to go in. He lands the knock-up on one. It's only Caps who flashes away. The Magnus Storm will lock Alvaro in place. Face call, pulls out one. Hansama down to half. MDK still looking for more, but there's the threat of Broken Blade just slicing through that backline if they overstep.
Honestly, best case scenario for MDK, that fight looks really close, and if the gold deficit wasn't as big as it is, that could have been a turning point, but they couldn't quite lock down a member. They didn't quite have the damage. Now Caps returns to the fold, fully healed back up, spent what last of the gold he has, level 16 as Zia, and the base is falling apart for MDK.
You've burnt all your ultimates as MDK as well, so G2 very willing just to step up. The first Nexus tower falls, the third inhib tower follows it. Caps can just step forward and remain held down upon that Nexus turret. He dodges away from the Mystic shot. Alvaro is back up, but no flash to his name. Yike has that cease and desist. The Emperor's Divide still a possibility for G2. MDK, the last vestige of hope, quickly being extinguished here by Caps, who just shreds through Super. Twisted advance forward, but there's the Zhonya's to buy a second. Mickey diving in as well, and the slicing Maelstrom finds the backline. G2 are done with this game, and MDK can only stand and watch on their fountain as G2 will take game one in convincing fashion. Caps is still alive, Benny. You can say hang on all you want, but MDK can't. G2 will take...
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LEC matchup.
Though, MDK hold on to a very small gold lead that they've been able to build with the small jungle advantage that Alioya continues to find. This HP is very low, though.
Yeah, Hansama looking for that plasma stack, goes in with the Zenith Blade, but the cleanse away from Hansama should be enough to take down Alvaro. Now Super in a 1v2, Hansama flashes, the Clearing Quill was enough healing to keep Hans alive, and it's a 2-for-0 in the bot lane. Hex flash, but Mickey's able to grand entrance his way to safety. MDK, control of the neutrals early doors. And we didn't see this that much in game one here, seeing it a lot more in game two. They feel like they have the impetus to go in with the Zenith Blade. Alioya looking for the smite, lands it, and the follow-up onto Yike is enough. No escape for him. He's down. Alvaro takes the kill. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Hansama's dived in with the killer instinct. The ignite ticking. Mickey dying. It just needed one more auto G2. But MDK even out the score. The player's point of view. So obviously he has flash on that, doesn't it? Because it was Super's point of view.
Yes.
So many spectator modes. Doesn't have flash now, and now he's about to come back off cooldown. Super stayed around for a while, and yet, as you say, likely to die here. Caps takes it. Mickey tanks the tower. And G2 will finally put that Ezreal in the dirt.
That was an awkward situation where both Hans and Super just kept sticking around.
Forward here. Yike missed the wall breaker. Alvaro just dodged to the side of it. The charm coming out as well. Alvaro does have the Solar Flare, but there's 4 members of G2 surrounding him. Solar Flare comes out. TP as well invested.
He doesn't die.
By MDK. He doesn't die, as you say, but Frescawi did have to TP down to make sure that Alvaro was safe enough.
So now they have Frescawi down in bot side catching the waves, which isn't a disaster. TPing down bot, as well as securing grubs and opening through mid if you're the Ezreal to catch those waves too. Kennen, BB, is going to potentially contest these grubs. I wonder if he could potentially steal one away.
No passive on Frescawi. They're going to look for him. Mickey stepped out early. Frescawi going in, has that Shadow Surge, but can't land it now with Caps TPing in as well. Frescawi is surrounded by G2 and doesn't really have anywhere to go. Flashes away from the charm, but the cease and desist will follow him. He finds one so far. Shadow Surge dodged by Mickey. Now Caps trying to trade back in, but Frescawi has survived for a long time in this battle. Mickey dashes forward, Gleaming Quill hits, as does the charm. In the end, G2 make it a 1-for-1.
I mean, Frescawi makes the best out of a bad situation.
Style, but so far, this gourmet that you've laid out for us is working well.
The Vex, I think, has had so much work. I feel like Rakan is scared to dash forward, and all the dashing champs are just struggling.
Cleanse away from Hansama. Dark Binding eaten by Mickey. True Shot Barrage coming out as well. The Soul Shackles almost connect on Mickey, but he's able to dodge away just at the right moment. Yike now the next target. He's taken out by Super. Another Dark Binding lands, and under the tower, Hansama is sent packing. Caps is going to Spirit Rush forward here, but right into the face of Elioya. Flash away. Caps dashes back across the wall.
A nice little skirmish from MDK where they leverage numbers advantage to find 2 quick kills. They set themselves up nicely to secure the dragon and this mid tower. And ultimately that means that Mirwin has been snowballing on the top side, a 1.9k lead for him. There's Morgana.
They decided to back away. Weren't sure who was reinforcing Caps in at the bottom lane. They probably also saw Yike as he came out of the bush. Alvaro here can trade with Mickey, but it's more to be a nuisance than anything else. Just try and gain control of as much of the river as possible. Still a while before the next Drake. Yike dashing forward with the Bolt Breaker. G2 looking for something here. You can see Super starting to react. The charm goes down. Quickness in as well as Mickey looks for the backline. Double TP invested. Cease and desist into the slicing Maelstrom. And Alvaro and Elioya are already gone. Super next up. Hansama dashing in, but the Shadow Surge will chase him down. Mirwin's fallen, and now it's all on that Shadow Surge. What can you do, Frescowie? How much damage can you put down? You get a reset when you get the kill. In the end, MDK won't look for more, it seems. Yike, Caps, and Broken Blade still standing.
So the lack of exhaust really biting MDK there onto the cannon ult coming through. And I think the crucial thing was Ahri, Caps on this Ahri, managing to get away from the chain CC of Alvaro, ending up with the best case scenario for G2 in my opinion. Managed to find a T5 win after being down.
Will have some time with the tier 2 in that bot lane, but I mean, although Kennen can take towers, not the quickest at it. It's Mirwin. Trinity Force complete. He goes for more. Dash away from Caps with that Spirit Rush.
I mean, the thing is with G2's composition, right, is it's full send. You have to engage and find these angles through the Black Shield and through the Vex. And if you don't find them, you're just going to automatically lose by default. So it's on G2 here to find these engages with these flanks, potentially with a Kennen flank or something like this.
Well, we talked about in the draft, right, that if this MDK composition falls behind, it's going to be very difficult for them to really find avenues. But they have it. They've leveraged the strength of their laners, and they've put themselves in a good spot. And now they're the ones putting constant pressure down onto G2, ultimately trying to play the map as much as possible and not give them that ability to find that shotgun engage.
2 more tier 2s to MDK. Caps getting a chunk of his HP as well. Broken Blade's going to stay around and put some pressure on the inhibitor tower. MDK invested all of their resources in taking these 2 tier 2s and the jungle away. Broken Blade has had a lot of time with his inhib tower though. Shadow Surge a possibility from Frescowie. He might look for the chase immediately. The rocket belt away from Broken Blade means the inhibitor tower does fall.
To Ignite, which generally says we're going to get a big lane lead and make up for the lack of exhaust as the game goes on. They don't get the lane lead.
Has no flash. Cease and desist to follow up. They're looking for more CC here. Elioya puts Dark Binding back down. Bolt Breaker in, but the Black Shield enough to keep Super safe from the knockup. Yike flashes the wall. Alvaro chases him. Killer Instincted by Hansama. And now MDK are all at arrears. Elioya getting chased out. Caps going forward with the Spirit Rush. Needs the charm. Hits it. A double so far for Hansama in the fight. Alvaro trying to Zenith play it out, but I'm not sure the escape can be anything but a flash across the wall. He manages to escape in the end. Shadow Surge hits only Hansama. G2 find 2 in the top side.
And we heard it from the interview. They have to play together.
Scout didn't use his passive to knock Mickey back. I think he was still dead anyway. That's 3. Baron's up in 7 seconds time.
To give this Dragon up for sure. No TP flank down in bot side, and they're giving up Soul Point for some tier 3 gold. So
Killed and find a few kills and assists himself. That will scale obviously incredibly fast, and they might look for Frescowie on the bottom side. Elioya's walking away from him. There's the charm, and there's another. An assist at least for Caps, make it 12 stacks.
The last time Frescowie was in a side lane, he was able
really posturing. Frescowie actually dropped a bunch of waves down bot side to potentially look for a fight around that Nash.
Elioya jumped on, no time for the Black Shield, and Elioya's down. The charm coming out as well as Super's locked up. Solar Flare on the backline, Fear onto Mickey, but he's still half HP, and with the TP coming in, Mickey going back forward for Super once again. Broken Blade TP's in. Caps has a teleport of his own. We'll see if MDK overstep, because there's that ward just above where Alvaro is if Caps wants to TP in behind.
It's that vicious Baron. You've got to remember that a lot of poke is still available for MDK. Corki, Ezreal.
It's a Mega Blasco, and the one thing the Chemtech Rift does for us, Vedius, is give the cannon the flank position. Potential. Caps looking for the charm. Cannon goes in. He's speared immediately, but the dive into the backline. Merwin able to escape. There's 1. He's looking to make it 2. It's 2 from Merwin, and G2 are now all hailing the retreat. MDK fight them off with the Baron.
Frescowie with the sick.
Elioya. I don't think MDK are going to allow them to get that close again. Oh, flash forward from Alvaro, looking for that shield of Daybreak. Dark Binding coming out as well. Broken Blade goes in with the blast of slicing Maelstrom. Is the follow-up there? A Killer Instinct! And it's a supernova of damage from G2. Caps diving forward, they'll find another fight. Still fighting against 2 here as Merwin falls as well. I said they wouldn't get close enough, but MDK delivered them on a golden platter.
I mean, they tried to force a fight way too hard. Broken Blade this time could find the angle.
And it's always difficult to
the
get that TP flank. There we go. He called it. Aragon. Merwin will have the Valkyrie, and Broken Blade only has half his health left. Counter TP coming out as G2 trying to run through the river to react. Broken Blade pops the slicing mouse from the charm on Frescowi as he came out of the TP was perfect, but Mirwin's able to trade one back so far. Caps trying to get away, Mirwin need another auto, the true shot barrage going wide, the Rocket doing the same. Meanwhile on the top side, Alvaro goes in with the solar barrel, Yoyo trying to get away, but he's already burned the black shield, and he's caught up in the cease and desist, and now G2 have got them in their claws. They found them in the pincer movement. Super and Mirwin have a lot of damage between them though. Mirwin already level 18, like able to dodge away from the phosphorus bomb, but it's just an auto from Mirwin, enough to take him low. The battle dance not quite able to connect, and Mirwin and Super are doing everything they can to keep MDK in this game.
Caps is still around, but he doesn't have the HP to fight. What should have been a disastrous situation for MDK ends up pretty
Super
good.
flashes!
As Super gets himself a final kill, ticks over to level 16. Super and Mirwin.
He calls them good, and now a TP comes through.
Oh God, Broken Blade, you're right in the middle of the meat grinder. That TP was suboptimal.
Yes, it was, and it was an easy kill for MDK. They've been able to close the gold gap. I mean, it's been pretty close, a back and forth consistently throughout this game.
Can look for a steal, but whoever goes in there, that's a one-way ticket. You're not getting out of the pit.
MDK, their composition showcasing the strength of it once it reaches that late game point. I will say that last fight is that really their sights now on the base of G2, and they're looking to equalize this series.
And when TPing in, G2 trying to find a way, find a flank perhaps, but MDK once again doing their due diligence. They've warded their flanks. It's going to be hard for Broken Blade to get in. He does have the flash vault breaker from Yike back to the safety of the tower, but Caps already takes half his HP. Broken Blade will keep Frescowi at bay, takes half of his, but MDK have already broken the inhibitor line and broken the inhibitor alongside it. Double cannon minions pushing in, G2 trying to clear the wave, but they don't have too much wave clear. Frescowi forced away, Broken Blade has the flash, and the engage coming out from G2. Super stunned up, Shadow Surf blocked with the Zonyas, but a dive onto the backline from Hans Summer is purely a dive into death. Frescowi fears him immediately when he lands, and MDK find 4 in the fight. The Nexus towers in their eyes, and they'll even out the series 1-1.
MDK, they knew the only way they would lose was through those flanks. I don't know if you call it.
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LEC matchup.
Starts up the grubs, but Alvaro had already reset. He's working his way up here. Top was pushed in, mid was relatively even, so MDK were always going to have a numbers advantage, assuming Alvaro on the reset came out through the mid lane. Mickey was seen holding bot side, so MDK knew they were in the lead, and now the hook comes out, the taunt as well, and Caps can flash, but can't escape. First blood over to MDK.
Very nice punish, very simple as well. Alvaro
chunk. Broken Blade's done a good job of chunking.
But look at where Frescowi is pathing as well. He's pathing towards that red, so then he can come in with the hero's entrance and immediately lock them up. The exhaust coming down. Frescowi came out of base and immediately knew his assistance was needed in top. MDK read the play perfect.
Position to contest.
Might be looking for it. Mickey's coming across. Yike's on his way as well. Caps in the mid lane can shadow down, but it's Galio the first to move, and Frescowi can keep Caps at bay for the moment. Mirwin has the lightning crash, the slicing maelstrom coming out. Lightning crash as the response, and Mirwin will look for the chase down here. Broken Blade needs another stun, but Mirwin continues to hit him, and Mirwin will take him out of action. A 1v1 in the top lane while the Drake secured for MDK.
The rundown is just there. Mirwin just stat checks the Ken and BB. Doesn't expect the amount of damage that comes through on the all-in with the ultimate, and now a TP coming down on bot side.
TP behind here as Caps is looking for that flank position. Immediately met with a dark binding magnet storm in by Mickey. The shield of Duran looking for the taunt, but the cease and desist will knock him out of it. Mickey down to 200 HP, and the Winds of War have his name on them. It's 2 for MDK. The hero's entrance coming out, knocked back by Hans Summer, who will get one in response. Broken Blade now joining the fray. A 2v3 on the bot side as Super tries to distract Caps and BB. Shield of Duran for the taunt again, can't quite clip Caps, but it does get Broken Blade, and with a dark binding follow-up, Caps will get another in the end. He's looking for Frescowi. Can he get the damage down? He's got one, and with Tibbers to help him, perhaps he can look for a little bit more. Another stun coming out. Tibbers doing so much work in this fight. Eats the dark binding, and Caps with the red buff picks up the triple.
That was a 4-for-4 exchange. Bear in mind that Mirwin was not involved.
Frescowi out of the hero's entrance as well.
There were so many things in that fight, but we're already into another one.
Oh, there we are. Slicing Mouse coming down. Caps looking for a little bit of damage as well onto Alvaro. Pretty tanky, though. Got the aftershock off just in time. Depth charge coming out. Broken Blade in the end will get the kill. Now Caps flashing. Tibbers coming down, but there's no stun on it. Caps hadn't quite lined up the cooldowns to get the stun down on Super in
Sitting on a lot of gold right now. He needs to go back and spend it soon, but he has his sights set on the tower.
That's the flash away from the Shattering Strike there from Mickey.
A window now.
Super. No flash, has the barrier. Will it be enough to survive the onslaught from Hansama? The answer is an emphatic no. Hansama gets his second of the game.
And that's 607 gold total for Hansama with his cash out and the kill. This Draven, it can snowball out of control very quickly, and Super needs to be careful. We've been seeing him get caught out a couple times in this series, with Yike really being the main reason for that, with Mickey setting his sights on him as well. Alvaro, oh, he may have overextended, doesn't have flash.
Look for the hook to terrain. There's the Dark Shield on him, but even with the hook to terrain, he'll get a bit of a reduced cooldown, but he won't have it up in time to escape the clutches of G2. The scoreline now even, 7-7 apiece.
It's just overextensions from MDK and G2 using their point-and-click CC extremely well. Now you can see them moving down into bot side, Rel and Vi, potentially fishing for Merwin, but instead going to turn their sights to the Dragon.
I hope that MDK just concede this Dragon. It's not an objective that they have to fight for. It's perfectly fine to give this one up. He tries to steal away the Grom there. And using things like that, it's not too much of a cost for him. He's not expecting a big fight in the near future. And so it's a cooldown that should come up in time before any major objective. As you can see, Herald is already gone. Next Dragon is still 5 minutes away. Merwin, though, is becoming this very serious side lane threat. Elyoya with the Herald there to support him. This top tower should fall. Easy secure, given the damage that Merwin had already done. And MDK still find themselves with a pretty solid 2k gold lead for now.
Flash is down on the side of MDK's carry, specifically Merwin and Super. So if there's ever an angle for Caps to flash Tibbers or the Vi ultimate off the next cooldown to look for a pick, I think they've got a huge window now where they will have flashes and MDK's carries won't. So potentially looking here.
And MDK
Caps does have TP
Merwin.
as well.
Yeah, as you say, he does have the TP. No real wards behind MDK for him to get to, as far as I can see. Broken Blade trying to hold this wave. A lightning rush forward, but the Dark Binding coming out. Looks like he has to respect the damage that Merwin represents.
Black Shield flash into Tibbers ult is, I mean, you've got to be pretty fast, and it can also hit multiple members. So I think it gives Caps just a little bit more agency to make plays for G2.
Hansama is going to get a knockback onto Alvaro. Baron up in a minute's time as well, and with double AD carry, MDK would take it very quickly, but it looks like a fight might erupt before then. TP's behind here, Brookblade looking for the flank, he'll be spotted on that control ward, and first off, Caps is down. Hansama needs to open up the slicing mouse, only going to hit onto Alvaro. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Mickey is keeping Merwin at bay, and takes him out basically on his lonesome. Alvaro trying to escape, puts the Riptide down, the chase onto Friscawi, now knocked back with the blast cone, and there's no way out for him apart from flashing perhaps to the safety of Super. In the end, he falls, and Hansama gets the shutdown.
That fight started with... So, fair play. Caps makes his tactical death work.
And now the balance in this game really hangs between the Draven and the Zeri. Frescawi stepping a little bit too far forward, knocked back. The hook coming out though from Alvaro as the slicing mashup hits on the back line with the Wild Death coming out as well. Elyoya goes down, Super trying to trade towards the top side. Caps no flash on him, but will put Tibbers down to take the kill. Alvaro's gonna die to Hansama, who's now unstoppable, and Merwin was nowhere to be seen in that fight.
And it's just another team fight win for G.
MDK is getting caught in the chaos a little bit too much this game. They're trying to, as a 4-man unit, invade onto G2 because they think, oh, they don't have TPs, they can't collapse. But I think Caps did, in fact, TP into that fight from Caps. It's, I feel like you just can't fight without Merwin.
It's just a really questionable fight as well for another reason, and like you just had no exhaust.
Right again, blast going forward, shielded around immediately. True Shot Barrage coming out as well as Mickey has to flash away, but Merwin here to join the party. Lands in with a lightning crash, they'll kill off one, Mickey falls. And they might look for more, they'll take the tier 2 in the top lane.
But it's the Merwin dip, right? He is where the gold is sitting on for MDK, and that's not a tanky comp from MDK. I see very little armor, and I think we're getting another fight.
He caught with the binding, there's the hook to follow up. Elyoya takes a chunk from an axe from Hansama. First exhaust is used on Caps before he pops the Tibbers. The slicing maelstrom coming out and no second exhaust to follow. Cease and desist on the backline, and Hansama's flashing forward. You can see blood in the water, the river painted with MDK's entrails, and MDK are forced to wait. It's a 1-for-3 exchange in favor of G2.
And Hans Sommer, like you were saying, Vedius, he manages to carry the fight in the end. What happened there was the fight was quite slow around that Black Shield cooldown. The Black Shield came out, and then G2, they took a step back, waited for the Black Shield to expire, then re-engaged again. Managed to pick up the carries in the end, super falls as well, and now the Nash for G2.
MDK thought they had found another pick. The binding was good, but Mickey, he just didn't fall fast enough. The damage wasn't quite there, and unfortunately for MDK, it was Muin who fell. And now look at this Draven 8. A lot of these fights are happening with numbers discrepancies, and you're arguing that, well, Frescowy has the Galio ultimate to be able to provide that peel, but as you saw, Muin died. Oh.
And immediately they jump in on him again. The CC chain from G2 find their mark. They might look for a little bit more. They didn't get the they did get the Baron off that previous play. They have it for another 2 minutes time. Don't really have the waves pushed in to really utilize it to take tier 2s as of yet.
And that's the thing, right? If you're ever away from your Morgana, you're just going to be bursting point-click CC'd down. So that jungle is terrifying. Having no vision, absolutely horrifying as well. And that's the thing, right? Morgana's super punishing. If you ever mess up your Black Shield, you lose the entire team fight. So there's so much pressure on Elioya here.
So far, it's a tier 2 for a tier 2 on this exchange. You can see MDK starting to back away, but they're going to lose the inhibitor tower. Will they lose more? Broken Blade has a TP. G2 likely to continue this advance. They start to back away. The binding connecting. Hook out from Alvaro. Mickey looking for the stun. Alvaro able to sidestep it. And because of the flank possibility, it looks like G2 have backed off. Mickey a little bit slower than he'd like. The hook sneaking around the back, can't quite land it.
Just be patient, wait for Broken Blade to siege onto mid. All 5 members of MDK are collapsing onto bots. There's also a dragon available. Good decisions from G2.
TP behind, TP behind.
But who?
Frescowy's looking for
Galio flank? Yeah. I don't know if I believe this.
The unseen Galio is the deadliest Betty.
No, it's not.
He's looking to dance around him. Looking to find something special. Hook wide. Frescowy going for that Mega Blast Cone. To the pit, a possibility, teaming up with MDK, Shooter Duran coming out. If Frescowy's found nothing yet, and I think perhaps his hype is short-lived and overdone. There's Alvaro on that front line. Caps looking for the sun, lands it. Frescowy still flanking. There's the Tibbers down, Alvaro down to half HP. Mickey looking for the Magnus Storm, the Shielded Duran to flank! The unseen Galio truly is the deadliest, but is this enough for MDK? The hero's entrance from Frescowy buys them a second. So far they found 2 in the fight, with the slicing mouse coming out from Broken Blade. Is he gonna be locked up enough in time? Hansama still alive, but Broken Blade still basically full HP, and now in a 2v3. BB and Hansama have to do what Mirwin and Super did in game 2. Broken Blade looking for the sun, quite can't land the damage onto Super. Shielded Durand. The lightning rushes, gets him out, and Hansama steps forward, realizes he can't help out his top much longer, and starts to back away. Elioya looking for something across the wall. Frescowy still on the chase. Hansama trying to get away. Caps up in 15, but the stun lands. So does the cleanse. Dark binding. Oh, the auto was that from Frescowy, or did Hansama get it up in time? It was Hansama.
Why they're forcing this so hard on G2 is because those exhausts are about 30 seconds away from being on cooldown. They're fighting against no exhausts, and Kennen thrives in these kinds of fights, even chasing into these chokes. But another engage comes out.
Not going in, immediately locked up. There's the dredge line as well into the binding. Shadowing strike on Alvaro will get the stun. Depth charge, Yike dodging to the side, but goes back in with the season assist and falls to Elioya. Broken Blade on the front line now, pops the slicing mouse from and flashes away. The Magnus Storm in by Mickey, but G2 are all out of rears. MDK have found 2 already, and with the lightning crashing down, Mirwin's looking to strike twice. Hansama flashes away from the Ultra Shock laser. Tibbers doing enough work on the backline to almost kill off Alvaro, but MDK have got their prize from this. Maybe they want a little bit extra at the end. Ultra Shock laser dodged, but Mirwin on the flank means that I don't think Caps is getting away from this when Mirwin dashes across the wall, and Caps will fall to MDK.
So the engage comes out from Yike, but there's no Caps to layer onto it, and it's also onto a dragon. Second dragon for MDK.
TP behind.
For G2.
This Galio has been seen. You have to think Broken Blade is nearby. When you TP on a control ward, it is visible to the enemy team. Caps a little bit overextended, flashes forward, they go for Mirwin, but he missed, as you say! And Caps is made to pay the price. Super and Mirwin are having a field day here. Cease and desist. Anything you wanted to do, G2. Even with a slicing maelstrom on the backline, Broken Blade can't do enough to take down Super. MDK will wipe them off the rift, and it's looking like a 2-1 to Mad Lions Koi.
And Caps, he gets caught in the middle here. Another TP flank from Frescowi makes it incredibly hard to play. He gets caught, he gets pinned, and he tries to flash forward to make the savior play, but he can't quite connect. And there, when you don't land your wombo combo with the engages, with the rel layering on split by ultimate, the Kennen ultimate, and the ultimate, it's not enough. They lose the team fight and now the base.
I wonder if they can actually look to end the game here. There's still relatively long death time as Caps is going to be up in 10 seconds. MDK is going to go for it.
Alvaro can just tank it, and you have the 3 grubs to help you out. Mickey there for the stun. Caps up in 2 seconds, but already the Nexus towers are going to be deleted. Caps here has the stun prime. Super dashes away. Here comes Yike trying to stop Super from taking down that Nexus. Super's locked up in time. Frescowi, do you have the damage? No. They don't. They're both tanks. And on the edge of it, on the edge of the 2-1, they can't quite make it happen. G2 hold on to hope.
Gives you a decent amount of gold to help people work towards those final items. They'll concede the Dragon, but it will be the Baron. MDK, I respect the attempt. That Nexus was a
Cowie, press Cowie, I guess. That's the Drake begun hit for MDK.
I will say, one thing about having 5 sweepers is that you have no blue trinket, and that can be quite scary if the enemy team's already on the objective, because you can't face check, right? You have to use your bodies to face check rather than a ward. So that could be an angle G2 leverage if the enemy team is forced to face check into you.
Hook landing onto Mickey, no shadowing strike for him. The binding coming down as well. Hansama trying to open up on Alvaro. Mickey on the wrong side of the wall, and MDK have already got their first of the break. Hansama now having to run away with a blood rush. MDK still looking for more, and Elioya down to... Oh, well, Elioya's full HP. It's Frescowi and Alvaro who've really taken the chunk of the hurt here. Alvaro has the Warmogs heal up. Frescowi has the TP and a Warmogs of that top lane, and now because MDK have the easier approach to the Baron, they'll just start it up. Whirling Death gonna come out, no approach for G2. MDK will get the Baron. Gold even.
They just need enough to run out this game and go to match point.
And it's so difficult for G2, I feel like, because Mickey X specifically, he has to play frontline continuously and make sure he plays on the edge where he's not quite dying but taking damage.
Super, he's been spotted.
And Yike goes in with the flash. Cease and desist coming out as well. The hero's entrance won't give him a big enough shield. G2 find one. Mickey looking for the flank as well. He can go in. Has that Magnus Storm available. Frescowi on the front line. He'll fall too. G2 are looking for more. There's Tibbers. Milwin and Elioya, the last 2 men standing. But Milwin can really open up. And Elioya still basically full HP. He lands the binding. And now it ends up in a 2v2. Hansama has 6 items, a flash and a cleanse. And MDK won't chase any further. What looked doomed for MDK. Caps who has Rylai's, but he has so much power in that small choke point. Does a really good job of suffocating G2 out as they try and step forward. Game's still basically even between these 2 teams. Not really seeing more items completed, as you say, Veddy, because everyone's full build. MDK now trying to push in for this inhib. Took it once before. Frescowi in the mid lane has the hero's entrance. Flash is available as well. Mickey's going to jump away here. Is rooted up for a second. True Shot Barrage going wide. Summoners. Hansama has flash cleanse. Broken Blade has the flash. Super has a flash, as does Mirwin. Those are the 2 important targets. Alvaro down to half HP though, and Hansama sinks an axe in his back and sends him packing. Now Hansama with the Bloodthirster can really open up. He's got a Mortal Reminder now as well. Switched his itemization around a little bit to try and reduce the healing coming out from MDK. They're going to chase a little bit further. TP out by Frescowi. TP in by Broken Blade. Trying to answer it. Frescowi with a good TP to the Nexus Towers will save the base for the moment of MDK.
And that's 30 seconds now on Alvaro. They can potentially make a play now with no wards for the side of MDK. They can go straight to this Dragon and maintain control.
Ooh. Very close one there. But pick after pick, G2 keeps finding them. MDK, it just goes to show you can't rest on your laurels because G2, like a shotgun, they will snap engage. And they will not hesitate, and I love that confidence we saw from Hansam. You saw him just run to the face of Mirwin and say, exhaust me.
You've got Mickey going in, you've got Yike going forward, so although it does seem like Alvaro's getting caught out a little bit as Mirwin dashes forward, and Yike locks him with the cease and desist. He immediately puts out the exhaust, but it's not going to be enough, and now Frescowi is behind enemy lines. He tries to get onto Cap, puts down the shield of Duran for the taunt. Broken Blade looking for that flank, has the flash. MDK retreating together through their jungle towards this red side, but G2 have already found one. The base is open, Super's pushing in bot.
It's a single pick once again. A slight overstep from Mirwin costs him his life.
Caps has TP, gonna use it on the Super. Alvaro's hook just going wide. Hansama still has the flash and the cleanse. The cannon mini now falls, no backdoor bonus remaining. That's G2's well in. 57 kills in a 47-minute game. and it continues to bounce back and forth. Every team fights a roller coaster of emotion for both these squads.
I will say that left standing, and the wave clear solid from Super for now.
Broken Blade almost caught there by Elioy and Mirwin, who are waiting in a control
The
ball.
angle from Caps.
Caps looking for it. He flashes, they land the stun. Hero's Edge is coming out of Super, tries to flash away the Magna Storm. Gets Mickey on the back line, but Super still surviving. Tibbers with the chase down alongside the cease and desist. Yike is now in the enemy base, and he doesn't really have the teammates to support him here. But he amazingly manages to take down Alvaro. Yike doing so much work here, surviving for so long. Broken Blade's going to base and TP back in. Hansama flashes forward. Mirwin flashes away. It's a 3v3, and MDK have to try and defend their base.
I think Mirwin expected Hans expected to do more damage to Mirwin there, but through the randoms he just didn't. He committed his flash. Now the question is, can they end? Can they hit these towers freely?
Broken Blade has to flash on the slicing Maelstrom still, as you say. The first Nexus tower falls in an instant like a hot knife through butter. G2 are melting through these structures. It's all on MDK. Can you find something? Can you find that miracle play to defend? Ultra Shock Laser out by Mirwin. He's dashes across the Nexus. Frescowi going in, shooter Duran for the taunt on Caps, but no real follow-up. There's the slicing Maelstrom that G2 were waiting for, slicing through the hearts of MDK, and having their Nexus at 200 HP. G2 somehow go to...
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LEC matchup.
Cap's going to have a small health advantage. Mickey mainly just here to cover as the AD carries face off in the bot lane. Alvaro providing that same level of cover. Nice trade there from Caps. Scowy now definitely in kill range, and so Alvaro kind of has to come to help clear out this wave.
Ooh,
Caps
that hits.
Yeah.
Freeze, but he can...
Oh, flash from Frescowi! Flash away by Caps. The Ultra Shock Laser they're hitting when it had gone through the wall. It is a bit deceptive. The hitbox kind of extends back behind the wall where it was. Caps eats a chunk of his HP for it. Yike coming across here, but Yoyo already charging up the Vault Breaker, looking for those concussive blows. They find it. Ultra Laser across the wall as well, and Yike will fall to burst blood. It's Elioya that takes it.
Yike, a little bit greedy there with his flash. He doesn't flash the initial Braum Q. He had the passive mark on him. He thought he could live long enough. Right, if Broken Blade is a good actor here, he cannot scare him away. There we go.
In with the paranoia, knock him into the wall, looking for the all-out, and with the fear back, Mirwin has no escape. Yike gets the first kill for G2.
I do have to ask a question,
I want to
though.
give credit to Broken Blade there, being a good actor, not making it obvious that the gank was coming, and instead using the flash to flash W forward and set up the gank. That's the problem with Smolder, right? This is the post.
Yeah, he spotted.
He spots it.
You literally see him.
Yeah,
This is Mirwin greeting for a plate. That's what happened there.
You're right. Maybe he believed that ult knocked
Oh, he gets the plate though, so it's
He
worked.
does
It's
get
worked.
it.
He got the 125 gold.
Or it
Good
connects
death.
and you do bonus damage, but that's not how it works. The damage is determined beforehand. Speaking of Caps, he might take a lot of damage.
Flash in by Elioya, and he does.
Nice.
He does take a lot of damage, Fetty. Well predicted there. Caps dies.
A nice three-man gank at the mid.
So I was a little bit worried about how MDK would secure these grubs, because you had no flash on the Smolder, right, from the previous gank. So it was a bit scary for him to enter River, but finding a pick
Wait,
onto
look, top
Caps
lane.
is what they
That's
need.
it all out onto Mirwin. Razok is here.
Ooh,
Pass
nice.
maker out by Broken Blade. Mirwin flaps across the wall. Mom has been called. Ring ring. The paranoia coming in. TP in as well by Caps. They jump
Wait, what?
instead onto Razok.
Huh?
Straight
Yike,
past
no vision.
Mirwin. No, sorry, onto Elioya, not Razok. Elioya gets away. Yeah, okay. Yike went for the jungler thinking they could kill him. The shockwave has been invested, and in the end they will kill Mirwin, but for it they'll sacrifice Mickey X and Yike, which is bizarre to say the least.
A catastrophe in the
It was
top
so
lane.
confusing. I thought Fnatic were playing, man.
It's not.
Flanking Elioya here, running towards mid instead, trying to cover. Elioya able to dash out with the Vault Breaker. Hansama on his way across. Mickey, no TP, and look for the engage. There's the paranoia. Cease and desist out by Elioya to try and survive. Hansama able to dodge away with the Killer Instinct as well, but Super can open up from the side. Mickey's already down. Yike, short to follow. And MDK collapse once again, as you say, no TP for Broken Blade to join the battle.
Let's do an
Right down
activity.
in bot side without a TP, so they could commit to that, but they want to do both. They want to make a quick play with the burst damage that they have from the Nocturne Orianna, as well as take platings down bot.
Super here, Caps puts down the ball, but hey, Mickey, this is a Mickey game. This is the most Mickey game he's had this series, I'm gonna be honest. That's 3 in about as many minutes, and Caps is gonna pay for it as well. It's a double for Super. Like, MDK played that well, but Mickey literally died, ran out, jumped in, died again.
This is the early game that we saw from G2 in the finals.
Yeah.
I mean,
able to find those advantages.
It's a really accelerated schedule here as well. 18 minutes for the third Drake. It's like a 23-minute soul. They are looking for this Smolder. Still no flash. The Paranoia coming in, and Mirwin is sent packing. They're looking for more as Elioy goes in with the cease and desist, but Broken Blade can tank that one for days. The shutdown over the Yike. And the goal begins to even out just a tad.
So they solve the chaos by committing all 5 members top. They end up securing 2 kills. G2 make it work, and they should secure another objective. They leave open the mid lane tower. Nice interrupt there from Super. Only connects up to 1 though.
I actually think Caps shielded as well, so the True Shot Barrage was eaten by the shield, so the back wasn't stopped. That's why he stepped out and then shielded one of the people that was facing there. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looked like to me.
That's going to be 2 towers, meanwhile, on the rest of the map.
As well, you see 2 items coming in for this area.
And they've set up nicely for the top lane as well. Immediately, both Eljoya and Alvaro grouping back up. At the start of the day, Finn talked about how when we saw the best version of MDK, it was when the jungle and support were working together, and we've been seeing it more and more throughout this series. Nice setup on the top side with good vision, as our observers are highlighting for us now. This enabled them to secure that at a tower as G2 cross
Trigger pull on the mid lane wave, I think that's the best route to go about it. I mean, MDK are going to try and fight for the wave control, right? In this kind of river area as well.
Alvaro can dash with the stand beside me. Broken Blade was looking for a little bit more. Broken Blade very tanky. Iceborne Gauntlet and the Thorn Mail already complete on him. Frescawi can put some damage down. He'll dash away. True Shot Barrage coming out as well. There's the Fisher going wide. Few honey fruit eaten by G2. Paranoia available for Yike. Can put the map into darkness. Mickey looking for that flank, but Frescawi's there to mark him. The Dragon down to 7,000. Mom called. Ring, ring, they say Killer Instinct on the back line immediately. They dive into Frescawi. Mickey's the one to get the kill. Paranoia onto the back as well as Mirwin trying to dash away. Elioya jumping in onto Yike, who flashes across the wall, but the chase continues. And Chu, the Smolder sneezing all over you, but now with MDK locked in the Magnus Storm, isn't enough. But G2, they have 2 surviving, so do MDK, and Super's one of them. He opens up onto Mickey on some of the last alive for G2, but Elioya sends him back in a body bag.
Elioya is huge, cleaning up the fight. What was so close at the end there.
I think Dylan Falcon might be slightly mad. I believe my lip reading skills aren't the best, but I think that was a what are we doing in that moment. So alongside Swiffer, we have a competition for the angriest coach. And
I mean, well, you look at Frescawi, Super, and
drive-by balling. Oh, they can't quite get the ball on towards Yike in time. He's going to chase forward though, and with the fear tether back, Mirwin has no escape. G2 find a pick in the side lane.
I mean, it's the story of the series, right? Overextending Eddie carries into picks. Now Nash is up. Are they going to try and flex it? They do have a decent...
Say that, he's cancelled it.
Alvaro.
What's the game plan?
That ward is not spotted by the controller because it's right by the wall. BB trying to dash into the back line. Glacier Fisher coming down, but they pull Alvaro across with the all-out. And Alvaro pays the price for stepping a little bit too far forward. Elioya looking for that flank position. Hans Summer. Surprise target if you can find him. A prey to catch. Elioya doesn't dash in, but Broken Blade chases a chunk from Super, who is sitting at 2.5 items. Elioya still looking for that flank position. Yike has the spell shield if he wants to try and block. Mirwin back with the team, does have the TP as well if he's sent to another lane.
An extra component coming through for MDK. Doesn't mean that it's that significant. Oh,
Hans. Season desist onto Hans Summer. Does have the flash, does have the barrier. Doesn't expend either. G2 were looking for a long flank behind MDK, but Hans is down and MDK turn their eyes towards the Baron.
I really do love that pick, just because of how deep they had to go to get it. Like, the position of Hanzo was he was basically underneath his tower, and he still gets caught out, loses the barrier, and now MDK can start off the Baron.
The key component of the dive composition dies. It's really hard to play if you're G2 here. Now, you do have the Nocturne Orianna combo if you want to try and fight it, but you have no dive from a Kai'Sa.
He's going to face check. There's the Paranoia. On the front line is Alvaro chasing Yike away. Broken Blade looking for the back line. Mirwin flashes over. Magnus Storm in by Mickey. Frescawi going in with a lightning crash, and Broken Blade can't tank this for too much longer. MDK keep G2 at bay and secure the Baron to boot.
MDK taking all the right steps here with the soul spawning in 10 seconds. Just a dominant game from start to finish. They've leveraged their strong laners very well. They've been punishing the mistakes that we've been seeing consistently from G2 in this game. And they're on track to bring us to a game 5.
So much neutral damage, neutral objective damage here in this composition as well. Flexing that, taking the Dragon as well. Now going to head down into bot on this stacked wave. You can imagine this is going to be a tier 2. With this Infernal Soul, the poke is going to really add up too. They can layer some CC if they want to. Buy ultimate into a Smolder. It's an insane composition. But looks like they're going to recall.
Start the recalls, do them together, now stop them because they see G2 advancing. Yike able to dodge away for the moment. The True Shot Barrage alongside the concussive blows. The Infernal Soul helping MDK send Yike back to the fountain. Now in a 5v4. He continues to rain the damage down. Super eats a Void Seeker. Broken Blade dashes forward, hits the Q3, but Yoya does the same. Gives a love punch into a Broken Blade. With only a cannon minion here
because
remaining.
they can take one of their 3 AD carries to hit the Nash, whilst the rest zone. So frustration maybe from G2, knowing they get outscaled.
Yike might just be dead. No flash, concussive blows comes out, the paranoia. I mean, all that means is you die in the dark. The Nocturne's down. Frescowi, the killer instinct in.
Ooh,
he's knocked airborne as he tries to jump over the wall. Hansama going in further. Frescowi's going to flash away. It was the shockwave, as you say, the combo with the Orianna killer instinct. There to try and take out Frescowi. Caps flashes across, dodges the Glacial Fissure. Mom is rung by Mirwin. Shadowing Strike from Mickey will buy him a second on the top side. Hansama caught up with a cease and desist and he'll fall. Mickey jumps back in, trying to save his mid laner, but all he can do is buy him a second. Caps down, G2 down, MDK pushing down mid.
The AD carries reign supreme in this game. The dive coming in from G2, knowing that the meta, trying to counter it, but it just isn't enough. All series long, we've had the same dynamic, and MDK sticking to their guns once again come out on top.
We wondered if they'd wake up for the season finals. Winter was the last time we saw them battling at the top. Here, MDK have come to say, we'll take you all the way to...
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LEC matchup.
Dashing forward, dashing back as well can mitigate some of the damage from the Nidalee up there. The last time we saw Nidalee top in the LEC. Flash, Shadowing Strike. Barrier coming out from Super as Hansama looks to trade in. Super trying to get away, but with the Ignite taking the unbreakable flash from Alvaro. Stop Hansama from getting the final auto down. He may pay for this with his life. He will, but Super survives.
Hansama driven, baby. It always delivers.
It's his way top lane.
This is looking very nice for Broken Blade.
no.
I don't think he has this. I think with Ignite, he can actually take him down here.
Jumps forward, gets knocked back with the
Spear
Vault
misses.
Breaker. Spear misses. I'm not sure if it matters, Finn. The intricacies of the matchup not as important as the fact that it was a 2v1.
Is it Hansama is 2 levels up. Super's very close to level 5, which he's going to tick over to now. You can see why Super has to respect this so much. That's going to be a lot of farm lost. The plates being secured for Hansama is massive as well, and this bot side of the map is starting to get very problematic for G2.
Look at top side. I think that, yeah, there could be an all in here. Like, he has ultimate now, and level 6 is a very
goes in.
big
There's
power
the
spike.
Vanguard's Edge. Flawless duet. Back Mirwin flashes from it, but Broken Blade flashes to follow. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Both the top laners trading their lives in a gladiatorial battle.
Flow pushes, and Aurelia with Sax is just absolutely Thanos. So he plays with the power spike, uses it, finds the all-in, and trades 1-for-1.
Intense reaction from Broken Blades.
Fervent clicking.
Yeah.
There we are.
There we go. So he W's the Q from the spear, and then finds the ulti, and then finds, you know, chains the marks. Unfortunately misses the E, but it's a 1-for-1, and the wave stay is just fantastic.
And he wasn't quite in range of the cannon minion to be able to Q out of it to safety.
I wonder if he opted for the Rika bow instead, because he did
that BT. Super does get the push in bot. The waves are going to be sacked down there. Yike flashes away from the Glacial Fissure, but still hit by the edge of it. Elioyo will chase him with the cease and desist, but the Stranglethorn's coming out. Means Mickey's here for the Magnet Storm. Blast Cone gets Yike out. Frescowi dashes across the wall with the Spirit Rush and will be able to kill off the Zyra first. Mickey the next to join him as MDK find 2 off the back of the gruff play.
A nice collapse as Yike just doesn't have the assistance needed to get out of the river. Once the Braum Q is applied, it becomes a very easy chase down.
Vanguard's Edge onto Elioyo. Broken Blade trading in. When you get that Ionian Fervor stacked up, all that extra attack speed does so much work. See a support go Mobies, especially in solo queue, just to get around the map a little bit more. Symbiotic Souls were one of the only boots that were untouched in the boot changes on 14-15. Didn't have their cost increased or anything because they were underperforming compared to other boots. But what they do give you is basically an empowered recall every time you want to recall. Gets you a bit more tempo on the map and gives you that move speed when they upgrade after you've moved the requisite 150,000 units across the map.
Do you want to know my favorite Symbiotic Souls tech?
Yeah.
Apply them on Akshan and spin around a tower. And they stack. And they stack.
Look at bot lane.
Caps is here, TP in, Lightning Crash from Super, eats an axe. Double TP's invested, the Emperor's divided to the whirling death. and there's 2 already for G2. 1 exchange as Mickey falls for Scowie under the tower. Doesn't really have a leg to stand on anymore. His junglers in mid, his top laners in top, surprise, surprise, but no TP on the Nidalee means that he can't react to this. The charm goes down, Cap's not tanking the tower, uses a shield for Scowie, gets 1. But in the end, it's the 3-for-1 exchange and the turret to boot for G2.
And there's the TP we wanted from the Aurelia down into bot side. Mirwin does get the cross map with that Sheen, making it easy to secure, but they also get the mid-tier 1 as well, so slightly favoring MDK because they find Caps in that dive.
Yeah, I like the way in which MDK respond. Ultimately, as Mirwin now makes his way down.
It's a very scary fight for G2 because BB has no wave to play on, right? So he has to sit way back and he doesn't want to fight without it. The Braum CC coming in with the Vice CC as well could be stacked up really fast.
But they don't connect in the same way an AP Nidalee would. The heal from Mirwin will give attack speed though as Cap slides in. Mirwin takes a chunk of his HP for this. Hansama gets the knockback. Whirling Death has to be flashed. Caps flashes forward though, and Mirwin healed up just enough to survive. Now Cap's going golden. Mickey with the Magnet Storm blocks Alvaro in his tracks. The cease and desist from Elioy in the backline now, and now Mickey's underneath the tower. MDK have reacted perfectly to G2's dive in the mid lane.
As you rightly said, the flash comes in from Friskawi. Broken Blade now joins the fray. Does he have the tools? He has the flash ultimate available, but MDK, they disengage.
G2 get the Drake.
Well, it's mainly because MDK just they lost a lot of HP in that exchange.
Yeah.
And so then Draven still being...
Now trying to clear out. No vision around the Baron. MDK can look for that. Mickey stepping forward. Bolt Breaker just short. Shadowing Strike will get the stun. The Magnet Storm coming out as well. Mickey looking for it. TPs immediately as soon as the ward's down, but Hansama is locked up by MDK. Vanguard's edge in by Broken Blade. He's got to do something incredible here if he's going to turn this around, but he's stunned up, charmed up, locked up, and he dives back in with another Blade Surge. He'll get 1. So far, a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of MDK. Friskawi has a Spirit Rush and Super has a flash to dive in. The Emperor is dividing nothing as Super dodges away from Caps. Mirwin finds Yike. Caps tries to get the damage down. He will take out Super in the end. But the Orb of Deception from Friskawi finds its mark as MDK clean up the fight.
Mickey gets picked, and I think what he thought he could do was buy enough time with an engage that the TPs could come through.
Throughout summer, even throughout spring, perhaps would have collapsed by this point, but the time they spent together, the boot camp they've done, Elioya catching Mickey here. Ultra Shock Laser, Caps diving in for Mirwin, doesn't have the flash, does have the pounce to try to dash away, but G2 are collapsing on him and Mirwin has no way to get away from this. Mickey with the Magnet Storm locks up Elioya, the Glacial Fisher coming out from Alvaro, Stranglethorn's just short of the knockup. Super and Friskawi are starting to collapse. Super could dash in, but immediately would be met by G2, who have found 1 kill in this. Mirwin down, 30 seconds before he'll respawn. There's a tower in the top lane and G2 will set their eyes upon that.
Does leave mid completely open though. Look at Friskawi, makes his way towards the wave, catches it, starts pushing that in. He may even be able to set up a siege, but numbers difference. G2 have 5.
Caps has flash, and Super can't dash away from it! The last time the Emperor divided, it was an imaginary number, but this time it multiplies G2's lead. Friskawi still pushing in mid. The tower will fall in the top lane. G2 are going to start to back away. Friskawi's looking for that inhibitor tower. Can he get it in time before G2 are back out on the map? I think the answer is yes. Friskawi will take the mid inhib tower. G2 don't actually have to fight for the Drake if they don't so desire. It's sole point for them, but they could just go for mid tower. The Dragon down to 7,000. Charm on Mickey. He's almost down already. Mirwin dashes forward. Mickey with the shield from the crash down. Gets himself to relative safety, but how relative is it? He's only at 300 HP and no Warmugs for him. He went Locket first instead. The Drake secured by MDK, and they might want a little bit more. Don't want to give G2 easy access to this mid lane. The tower's still very healthy. Mickey's going to reset. A 5v4 is on the cards here. Mickey stays around, realizing that his team's being collapsed on. Spirit Rush forward into the charm. Cap spots a stopwatch. Mickey goes in with a Magnet Storm, and Hansama has so much time. The Vanguard's edge on the backline as well. Already Super's down. Hansama begins to open up. Cleanses away from the concussive blow stun. Alvaro is sent to the grave. MDK escape with only 3, and G2 turn their eyes towards the Baron.
MDK thought Mickey had recall.
Engage the flash into knockup into 3-man connect. MDK is completely divided. You've got them trying to flank on one side, will catch the wave. Zhonya's provides the space for Caps, and now look at this mid lane tower. It disappears. The top lane is sure to follow. G2, off of a single fight, have swung the momentum of this game.
I was worried there. I thought Caps might be going for something crazy with the minion wave under the tower with a shuffle, but he doesn't go for it. They can play mid into side and play for this cannon minion to hit that tier 2, and the Baron should expire soon.
Next wave is on its way. They might have 3 or 4 seconds with this wave buffed up, but Baron about to expire. Mickey Hex flashing across the wall. The Strangle Thorns. G2 know this is their opportunity to crack through that turret, and they'll do
Priority
exactly.
on the wave through the river, but MDK, this is a great observation, and this is something that Mickey has to keep track of. Where is the jungler? Mirwin on the flank is not something you have to be too afraid of.
Super dashes across the wall, sees the assist. Magnus Storm, though, Elioya's in. Super dashes in as well with a lightning crash. He's trying to take the damage down onto Caps. He'll get one. Hun Summer flashing forward, just able to dodge the charm. Mirwin trading up towards the top side, kills off Broken Blade, and now G2 are split. 4 with MDK still surviving. Mickey trying to sacrifice himself to keep Hun Summer alive, but he just can't do enough. MDK find 4 in the mid lane.
It's Caps that falters. He overforces the fight. Super is able to navigate his way past the engage, and Mirwin wins out on the 1v1. Broken Blade turns his attention to the top lane, says, fight me to the death, and Mirwin does just that. 4 members alive. MDK, I wonder if they'll look to end the game.
It just feels like with the fight, the way that G2 want to fight is they want the enemy to come into them. Because if you're trying to run into a Draven and a Zera and a Zyra, you're going to have a really bad time. But Cap's just
He's in a great position on this Ahri. They'll deny the soul once more. And MDK telling G2.
I think that was a really big blunder. Maybe he didn't realize his Zhonya's wasn't quite on cooldown. Elvis.
Off cooldown.
Off cooldown, exactly.
We're looking for a possible flank position here. On the line between these two teams. Alva's going to get stunned up. Glacial Fisher coming out. Friskowie waiting around the corner. Lands the charm onto Caps. And Caps is sent packing. Now G2 in a 4v5 have to find a way to fight back. But Elioya will not give them that opportunity. It's a beautiful fight from the Mad Lions Koi. And they roar into life here in season finals.
It's a one-sided ace and a massive upset as MDK have done it. They will take down G2.
For the first time in 2024, Mad Lions Koi will take a series off G2. And what?
These were the best highlights from today's LEC matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say okay. See you on the next one.